to the WDF World Masters here at the Rio Hotel Casino in Las Vegas. Got a Target Omni booth behind us, but we're ready for another great day of action. Sean, we were spoiled yesterday, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. And listen, we've said this throughout the entire event so far. It is an honor and a blessing to be here. It's so cool. It's so big, and there's so many great players, and we're going to see a couple of them here today.
Yeah, the amount of different stories that we're already seeing unfold, I still think early on into the broadcast, we saw that Carolyn Mars and Dia Hedman match, and it was incredible, and I'm so excited to get into the knockout stage today. They're playing up and through the quarterfinals. Those girls opposite sides of the bracket. There's a chance that that's our final. We might have gotten a preview from the rip.
Yeah, that could definitely be our final, but there are so many great females in the field. But those males that are playing today in the knockout stage as well is going to be what we're going to start off our stream with. And we have some great matchups on that board.
Yeah, I already had a very disgruntled Ethan DeVera approaching me saying, really, Chris Lim, I get the worst draws. And then I believe Garfinkel in the background goes, is there a good one here? No, no, the answer is absolutely not.
No, there's not. And we're going to see some great matchups right away. Danny Jansen taking on Liam Mendel-Lawrence. That's going to be a great matchup. 21-year-old versus the older Danny Jansen, which is weird to say out loud. And then, of course, we're going to finish that off with Scott Mitchell, former world champion, back on the board. We saw him yesterday. We're going to see him again today. And he's taking on the number 3 ranked player in the world in Paul Krona.
Yeah, Scotty really did have that dog in him yesterday. We saw it across sorry, Clifford. Sorry, everyone else. Sorry, Rottweiler Jack. Really, Scotty played amazing and showed a nice professional performance through and through. Clearly showing to be very comfortable with his form. A couple of surprising names again to the mix of my boy Chris Abbott got in the mix there. And I was like, all right, let's go. And seeing some of our Florida friends in representation. I love seeing all the different names, though, because really, you can't pick a winner yet because so many people have their eyes on that prize.
Yeah, we're not even going to get to a winner today, and that's the beautiful thing. We're going to play up to the quarterfinals in both the men's and women's. At the same time, the youth are going to be doing their round robin stage in the background, which will be really interesting to see how that plays out. And then this afternoon, we got pairs for the men's and women's.
Yeah, exactly. We had fun watching the pairs and dynamics yesterday. We saw some teams that were balancing really, really well. And then we saw other teams where it was one big gun, one little gun. But every team had a different dichotomy, and most of them had a lot of chemistry.
All I can say, man, is this is going to be a great rest of the week, and we're going to have a great matchup today. A lot of great darts today, and I can't wait.
Well, from the Target Omni booth over to the commentary booth, let's get right into the action.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the WDF World Masters here live at the Rio Las Vegas Hotel and Casino. Sean Green, joined by Nick Teixeira. Nick, we are starting the knockout stages of the WDF World Masters today, and we have a great matchup to start off. Liam Mendel-Lawrence taking on Danny Jansen.
Yeah, talk about the longest-haired matchup in the open bracket today.
Amen.
Among other things. This should be a great way to set the tone and precedence for what will be a lot of fun here over on Board 100. And the Rio's been treating us well so far, hasn't it, Sean?
Absolutely. And for all those that are watching along at home and around the world, you can follow along with us on Dart Connect. Go to tv.dartconnect.com and just hit that WDF tab, and you will find all of the different tournaments going on, including the women's WDF knockout stage also starting right now. And the youth and girls pairs, the youth and girls round robin is starting today as well.
Yeah, a lot of great action that's going to be taking place in this dart hall. A lot of dreams that will get made and a lot of disappointments that will happen for some. It's the storylines. It's what's built up between these players. Not much separating many of them as they're all top talents. And these two know that exactly when facing each other here on the start board.
Yeah, you want to talk about talent. All of the stuff that these two have accomplished in their young darting careers. Liam, of course, 21 years of age, and it seems like he's been around the game for 4 or 5 years now at this point.
Yeah, the experience can build so fast when you find accomplishments that young. We know for a fact that when you have careers start off strong, they stay strong typically with these players. They're not going to burn in a flash, and I think we're going to see a lot more out of Liam's career.
Yeah, and of course, the mullet is one of the most well-recognized figures in the dart game still today, even though he does not have his tour card anymore. And he starts off with a nice steady ton to get us going in this last 64 match. We will go down to the quarterfinals today, and we will start off with a first to 5 legs.
Yeah, it's going to be a blinkety-miss format with the skill caliber that we're seeing. Some of these players I was talking to out in the dart hall, some of them were like, yeah, I got lucky, made it in today too. No, some of these players, their goal is to win the tournament. Some of them are just trying to get through. The fact is, if you made it to this point, you are an elite caliber player.
Well, and for Danny Jansen, talking to him earlier, he accomplished his goal already by making it to this point. He wants to qualify for Lakeside, and the point just to get into the knockout, do a good job of getting him to that point. So today he's playing with a lot of freedom. He would love to win this, of course, but at the same time, that freedom kind of allows him to go about his business and not have that pressure on his shoulder, right?
Yeah, you're looking at two different stages of careers. You're looking at Liam, who is grinding the circuit, playing as much as possible, and you look at Danny, who is saying, I'm taking a step back and focusing on family right now, and that's exactly what he has been doing. Anything's free at this point, and you're playing with house money, which is a good thing to have in Las Vegas.
And, of course, the missus is in the background. Kai is at home, and Dad's doing his business right here.
A little bit of a slowdown in these last 6 darts, but Liam has not been in position to pressure so far in this one. But in due timing, all of a sudden the darts start clicking, finding 2 in there, and just clicks high on the 3rd, but now gets an insurance policy if the 90 doesn't go.
Yeah, going to start on the 20s here on the 90. You want to leave yourself at least the bull shot. It will be a shot at the bullseye, and he just goes on the outside wire.
139 is an outside chance to break for an 18 dart. Not going to go. 25 will get another opportunity. Danny Jansen has made it very clear any winnings earned will be going straight towards more hair care products.
Wow, he busts on the first dart. Looking at the 1 for double 12, and now Mendel Lawrence breaks with a 19 darter to open up this WDF World Masters.
Yeah, a unconscionable mistake that you just can't get away with. Liam got a free break of throw, but you got to score better if you're going to get better results here in this leg.
This is actually one of 2 German players we're going to see start off our stream. Paul Krone, the 3rd-ranked player in the world, will be playing in the match after this. He takes on former world champion Scotty Mitchell.
That's going to be an enticing matchup as well. Another one just like this where I could go either way on it, especially with what we saw from Mitchell yesterday.
Interesting here, a problem getting down to a finish, and now the scoring has slowed down a touch, but it's picked right back up for Danny, because that's a 180 for Danny Jansen.
A big find after the slow start and the pressured 140. Tried to go for the 18s route, 72. Leaves you a transfer to the 20 to get to 170. The management was right, but the execution not. Throw is slightly under attack now, especially with where these darts are finding this treble all over it. Almost gets back to back.
So Mendel Lawrence back or down to 221. All he can do is put pressure on the 136. He would love a couple of trebles to do that. He does stay up there. 140 score does put a couple trebles into the board. The 136 has to go.
It certainly wanted to go. Instead, has to get set up. 2 darts at double would be ideal. That's exactly what's going to happen. Over to the double 12. And does pin in the corner, and Liam has taken the momentum from what was a missed opportunity early from Jansen and has driven away with it so far.
2 for 2 on his doubles will do that. Averaging 91 overall. So the scoring power definitely in favor of Jansen, but all that matters in this game is finishing, and right now, Mendel Lawrence is doing exactly that.
Trying to sneak in between the darts. Again, gets kicked out and rejected. No, it goes into that top corner.
That's a 180.
It's a beautiful find with a little real estate left. Was able to build a house.
So now the scoring's starting to fall for him as well. And this is starting to turn into a little bit of a nightmare start for Jansen.
Again, it's not that Jansen hasn't been playing, but definitely not to what we saw back in the tour card days, right? It's always there, but it can also just as easily go away.
And he's not doing a whole lot wrong, is he?
He's averaging less than his opponent.
Well, he's 0 for 0 on doubles, and then his scoring power is there. It's his setup play that is really costing him anything at this point. He should have darts at a double in this leg, though. Mendel Lawrence back on 177. Can just put pressure on the 104.
And it will be under some pressure. Trying to make sure you're teeing up on this last. Doesn't quite find the 19. It's enough if the 104 doesn't go, though, to be in range.
Staying right there. That would leave 32. And he does not get it on that first dart, and now Mendel Lawrence should have doubles incoming.
Well, the percentage is definitely favoring, but now not guaranteed to get a look at a double. And not a squandered opportunity for the person that has found 100% success so far in the outer ring.
Yeah, made a mess of it, and now Jansen 3 darts clear. Only needs one of them.
You can see a little bit of emotion there from the mullet.
You like to see things like that.
People don't know it, but it is a wig.
Mendel Lawrence, a good 140 opening.
Followed in pursuit with 2 trebles of Jansen's own. Both of them are thinking they have the right stuff going on today. Jansen has not spent much time kicking himself for the earlier error.
No, and again, like I mentioned earlier, he's not doing anything wrong, really. His opponent just shot brilliantly in those first 2 legs. And while that setup play in leg number 1 is something he's going to think about, it's over with, done, and he's now back on throw. If he breaks, once. Never mind.
No,
Yeah.
I was just going to let you
Nope,
kick on with it.
You should have just done it.
Good 140 find there. Getting to finish first at 121. And might have 6. Big last.
Big last puts him on a bogey, though. And so he does have 6 from 121. Does not need to go about it the 17s, but he might anyway. Does go the 19s instead.
I like the restraint.
Doing everything that he can do just to get it down to a reasonable finish.
Well, and when you're in the 90s, first to 5 legs doesn't last very long now, does it?
No, 57 left, 17 to be 3 for 3 on the double ring. And he is 3 for 3 on the double ring.
Yeah, when you're hitting 100%, there's not much you can be mad about.
See the side look there from Jansen. Raises that back foot just a little bit on his follow-through. Mendel Lawrence, the much taller player. Looks like he's looking down at the treble 20.
Yeah, a good collect early on. You can see Jansen has a nice lean, the dropped shoulder in the front. Compared, you look at Liam where the elbow's a little bit lower, right? It's more of a pop-out solution right at the end there.
Yeah, I said much taller player, and in reality, Jansen's much taller than most people, I think, assume he is.
Well, the hair's fluffed up.
Well. That adds at least a couple inches, you're right.
Well, I mean, it has volume, Sean. Speaking volumes is his darts as well. Back to the 18s. Same thing as the last time. Finding the 1 on the first dart does not enable the same opportunity.
Well, now he's staying in those 1s. And that is a punt back to his opponent. And again, this is a leg that Jansen's starting. Liam's going to feel really good about the fact that he still is up a break. So this leg is, if he loses it, he loses it.
Yeah, but when things are going this well for you in the matchup, you're not thinking about it in that way, right?
You might be, actually. He might be just working on the next leg. Danny will return.
And Liam finding a lull. And just getting a little unlucky as well with the positioning of those barrels. Plenty of time here. Yeah, he's going to split. Choosing to split, knowing your opponent's not on a finish, didn't need the extra dart to double.
Does well to get one trouble there, just in case, but Jansen now in the madhouse. Finds it on his 6th look at a double in that leg.
A little scarier than he would prefer, considering the position, but still going to get the right result. And this is, again, all about the ebb and flow and the momentum. Liam has slowed down a little bit from where that hot streak was. Jansen needs to find a break after giving away that early one. This is the spot to do it in. As soon as your opponent gets that match point, it's a completely different game you're going to be playing.
Well, and at this rate, you can't give Liam any darts at a double. He's 3 for 3 on them. Starting to find the one a little bit more.
But gets away with it. Right now, this leg is a moment of the next big hit. There's a cell phone going off there. That's pulling away the players.
It kept going. That was impressive. Well, as you can see, those with the cell phone volume turned on are typically those that had phones with cords in their houses at some point in their life.
I usually don't have my phone on silent unless I'm working.
Really?
Yeah.
You are the one, sir. Although knowing your father, you probably did have a phone with a cord in it for quite a while after you were born.
Yeah. I guess I'd dial up for way too long.
Another one in the one.
Yeah, this is starting to get a little wild there from Liam, and not in the way that you would prefer.
No, and this is a big opportunity for Jansen that he has to take advantage of.
This is going to be the best opportunity to break.
Only one big trouble.
Yeah, it's under pressure, but the throw has not been taken away yet. Is this the snap back into reality? 85 will not get enough to get to a first look at a finish. Jansen, golden chance here.
And he's not even going to get a finish opportunity. So back in favor of this leg is going to be Mendel Lawrence. And now for sure.
Going to go ahead and get a lot of rights, or a lot of wrongs righted there.
Mm-hmm. Now Danny's got to hope for something that has not happened yet in this match, and that is that Mendel Lawrence misses some darts at a double.
It's a bad bet to take in Las Vegas. The bookies have told us this should go in. It does not. Now to the double 10. Under pressure. And it does convert.
This is class. Absolute class right now from Mendel Lawrence. 4 for 6. Sorry, 5 for 6. Or 4 for 5 on his doubles. I got it right there eventually.
That time you fixed it yourself. I was proud of you, Sean.
80% compared to Jansen's 25% currently on his doubles.
I thought you taught English.
Not anymore.
Jansen running through his mind, thinking, okay, here on out, we're playing perfect. Do you get the opportunity to have the darts twice?
Well, let's be fair. The average here, if he would have said that, if you would have told him that your opponent's going to be averaging 84 in this match, how do you feel? He's like, good. That's a good first round for me. I can play a little bit slowly and still come out on top, but that is not what is happening because his average is not near what he would like it to be either.
Oh, certainly not. The expectations that these players have for themselves, especially these two, is through the roof.
His expectations that get that 180 in there from Liam Mendel-Lawrence, his second of the match.
Jansen yesterday in the round-robin phase did average 81.04.
Okay.
A little bit below preferred, and 78.58 for Liam.
This is on treble 17. Would have left tops for the match. Instead, brilliant setup play to leave 32.
And no go ahead. Tried to steal it with a bull shot. Liam might be able to seal the deal right here. Looking at the green bit to get this done. An excellent performance on the doubles. 5 for 6. Can't ask for much more than that, Sean.
No, you average 89 in your first round matchup against a great opponent. 5 for 6 on your doubles. 2 180s in there. And you are off and running if you're a Liam Mendel-Lawrence in this WDF World Masters here at the Rio Las Vegas Hotel and Casino. It has been an absolute pleasure. You can see there Scott Mitchell will be taking on Paul Crona. That match will be coming up next, so don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back with more from the World Masters right after this. We are back in action. Top 64 match of the WDF World Masters Open knockout stage. Sean Green joined by Nick Durachi DeShera. Nick, we saw a great matchup between Danny Jansen and Liam Mendel Lawrence. Liam gets the job done 5-2 over the Mullet. And this one features the number 3 ranked player in the world, Paul Kona, taking on Scotty Dog Scott Mitchell, the 2015 world champion.
Yeah, we saw a great performance out of Scott yesterday, showing the right ingredients for a professional appearance on the dartboard and throughout the day. He's going to want to try to just replicate something like that. It was nothing fancy. I think it was like a 91 when he came up on stream, and I say nothing fancy. It was just, truly, it was steady, done. And if you play like that, you're going to have a good day on the dartboard. But Paul is not here to mess around. And I'm excited to see what he does here today.
No, Kona in German means crown, and he's going to try and win that crown on Saturday. That is his goal for this week.
We'll see what Paul is able to do on the setup play here, trying to position for a break early on and doing everything right in those first 6 darts, and doing mostly everything right throughout 9 now.
Yeah, down to 140 after 9 against the throw. And this is not as clean of a Scott Mitchell as we saw yesterday afternoon. Only 60 there, not on a finish after 12.
Yeah, no pressure on this 140. The option of any of the routes.
Doesn't want to do this, though.
No, you do not. Does leave an opening. Doesn't get down to a comfortable range. Still at a treble single combination finish.
No harm done whatsoever, though, as Scotty's still not on a finish after 15. Of course, now Scott Mitchell still plays, but not as often. Now spending a lot of time in the commentary booth. And that's my excuse, too, on why I'm
Is that it?
not a world champion anymore.
You were 2015 world champion of thumb wrestling, I believe.
That would have been about my hopes and prayers of being a world champion of anything. Paul Kona tops for a 1-0 lead, and he gets it on the first dart.
Kona Canna finds the double, and Scott is going to be under a little bit of pressure with that early break.
That first dart was perfect, but then he kind of fumbled the second one out of his hand. Does find it for a nice 1-2-1 opening.
The ability to keep your focus after fumbling a dart and so then picking up and still drilling the treble, impressive. Scott not happy with how that first dart left his hand. Clearly did figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Talked himself into a treble on dart 2. But Kona is off and rolling.
Yeah, showing some very scary form early on.
Ranked 3rd in the world at age 25.
Well, 140 for Scott does help get things back in order. At least keeps this leg level so far after 6. You guys are curious? Someone must be dusting the dartboard for fingerprints. You can see all the chalk kind of building up on the 20 segment there.
I'm going to guess that would be Scott Mitchell's doing. Or is it Paul Kona?
All I know is it's a 140 to get to a finish first. Trying to break back.
Outpacing the young German in this one.
Good find. Won't convert, but it still will be set up kindly. 128 has to go.
Start on the 18s. Treble 20. Would have left a shot of the bull.
Shoot the bull for the fans. Thank you.
65 if he returns, but Scott Mitchell on tops. First look at a double in this match.
Sinks it low, has to correct, and does it do so just fine on the transition to the 10, making this a break to break. And all of a sudden, we got a brand new game.
Yeah, if you get broken in this format with it being a fast race to 5, you need to break back pretty quickly. The former world champion does exactly that.
Scott Mitchell had the 8th highest average yesterday in the round-robin phase at 87.45. Paul had the 5th highest at 87.67, so nothing separating them from the round-robin phase, both in the top 10 of averages. Jeff Smith rounding out that top 10 in the 10th spot.
And I'm telling you what, after that poor opening leg from Mitchell, he has since refound his form. That average was in the 60s after leg number 1.
Oh, once a champion, always a champion, right? And it shows how quick the game can swing, especially in a first-to-5 format, not particularly long. Sure, I mean, for our friends here in the States, that might feel like a long format, but internationally, not so much. The ability to turn things around can be on a dime for athletes like this.
Little falter there from Mitchell opens up the door for Kona, but he's got to hit a big treble.
Doesn't find. Oh, it does find on the last.
I thought that was tricky too.
Yeah, I was right on that wire. Getting to the 170. Now, if we keep our streaks of breaks going, this would be quite the way to do it.
Very, very much. Not a fishing connoisseur, obviously, for the German.
Certainly not. Not enough water here in the desert.
That's very true. 53 only from Kona, even though I thought that last one was actually in the treble. 71 remains.
Was going 39 for 32. We'll clean up.
Yeah, it cleans up beautifully. 97. Will not go. So Mitchell 3 darts clear to hold his throw in leg number 3 and take the first lead in the match.
And does do so, converting. Paul knew the 15 had to go against the darts. It's going to be around the range. 15s on breaks. Sometimes you'll even need 12s to have a chance. But believe it or not, I think these guys are going to be going for 9s. They just won't always come.
I believe all of them will start off a leg shooting for that 9-darter and then adjust from there.
It is a big difference in the highest levels of the game compared to pub level and American level, even North Americans. But
ouch.
The ability to process routing decisions when you're in the high 300s, right? And really after your first turn, you see these other players start to think exactly where they're going to go and make adjustments at every point of the way.
Yeah, we do call this the checkers version of darts versus the chess of cricket, which I know most of our overseas viewers would definitely have the opposing opinion of, and we understand that. The one thing that does make this a chess match is your depth of knowledge on the math, because that extra dart at any point in time can go such a long way, and how you get to that finish can start up in the 400s. Even at the start of this, how'd you miss that first dart, right? And adjusting from there. Stowe Bunce, who is notorious for starting on 19s, from time to time, he always does so when he knows the math of it benefits him. But Kona is laps ahead in leg number 4, sitting on 31 after 12.
Yeah, this would have had to have been a 12-dart break if Scott wanted to change the results. Expect this to go.
Elected to leave double 10. And now he's back on 5. That is a mess.
I don't like any of those decisions.
No, this is why you prefer 15 for double 8, correct?
Well, exactly right. Especially your opponent on a finish, you then had to chase the 10.
And now you're going to have pressure on this 5.
Yeah, exactly. It just leaves no room for error. But Paul doesn't plan on missing. Clearly plans on hitting. Important dart. And does convert. That would have shaken your confidence if it doesn't go your way.
Absolutely. Does find it on his 4th attempt at the double in that leg. And that's why you do your work at the beginning of the leg for Paul. You were able to take 4 darts at a double there.
I love that set position throw. You can see he finds it to the eye line, a slight drawback once it's in position, and then a complete follow-through. Big fan of Paul's form.
Yeah, folks, if you want to just find a dart throw to mimic, that one's not a bad one to choose.
See, the main difference with Scott Mitchell's throw, he doesn't really bring it back to his eye. He brings it to a little bit more to the side of his face.
I mean, I don't know how you missed with this. He didn't there. That's a 180 from Paul Kona.
Yeah, clearly Paul agrees, Sean. How do you miss with a dart stroke like that?
I bet he asks himself all the time when he actually misses a dart.
I believe he says, I have the crown. I'm going to play the darts. Needed a 140 to get to 164. So now the break is on. The throw's been taken away. And the trebles still feel free right now. I'm sorry, Paul. That was on me.
He knows.
That's how you miss with a throw. Just blame it on the commentators.
Yeah, dart goes in the 1. You know, if you're on a stream where there's commentary, that was definitely their fault. So 103, and he will have 6 darts at least at that 103. You expect this to be a 3-2 lead for the German. Setup play is important for it, though. And that was not quite it. Leaves 63 still.
Yeah, more work to do when he comes back. Really might only be 1 dart at a double.
And the former world champion is going to want to pounce on that. Needs a big trouble here.
Yeah, I wouldn't call this a pounce so far.
Does not.
More of a melodramatic leap, if anything. 63. We'll get 2 darts. That's hanging in. Yeah, and he overcorrects. This is an outside opportunity to hold throw here for Scott Mitchell.
Oh, this would be a heck of a finish. Treble 17. Would have left 36. Double 12 does go for Kona. And he does take the first lead of, well, the second lead of the match. It's first since leg number 1.
And now a chance to hold throw to get to match point. It's a massive position. And he was in control of that last leg the entire time. He had 1 chance of a ton plus for Scott, and that was it.
And if you are Scott Mitchell, you are thinking that you need to break back immediately because you're running out of time now.
Couple notable names here knocked out in the first round, or round 64. Aaron Turner knocked down a last leg decider to Brett Morgan Williams. You have Paul Lewis losing the last leg decider. You have Ethan DeVera losing out to Chris Lim. Neil Duff out to Sean Fisher. C-Ram Guevara bested by Jim Wood. And then for some of our friends watching along in the States, Mike Scarborough eliminated out to James Beaton. And we saw Danny Jansen's elimination among a couple of others knocked out so far.
Yeah, those names that you just mentioned of being knocked out already are some of those really big names in this sport, like Aaron Turner. And that's the unfortunate problem and great problem to have of this field.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be too upset about watching this. Even these players, they're going to want better results at the end of the day. But, I mean, when you get to play in a field like this is a steak too juicy kind of moment. It's just delicious all the way through.
Cam Crabtree's in the background.
That time you're right. You have been 50% on your Cam Crabtree callouts.
My Cam grabs. Oh, man.
Your Cam Crab apples.
Well, Scott Mitchell on 71 after 12 to break right back here of Kona. Good last start just to leave a finish, but going to need a dodge, a miss here from the former world champ if he wants even an opportunity at the 160.
Opportunity will be given. Outside. Chance here for Paul. Outside dart on the 20.
Yeah, definitely did not want to do what he did there. Does leave a more manageable finish with those last 2 darts, but double 10. And that is right on the wire. He thought it was in, started to lean. Yeah, been up to the double 5.
I like this reset. You have to reset. You moved along the Aki, and you needed that dart to go in. Does go ahead and keep things chalk. Every time a break has happened, it's been followed by another. These guys are making it hard for themselves, and they're even laughing about it. You can see them having a little bit of a laugh there.
Well, it's been a run, right? 1 leg, then 2, then 2. If Scotty wins this one, it'll be 2 straight again, which actually puts it in favor of Paul at the end of this, weirdly enough.
Dancing along to try to find that 20. Gonna switch. Does find a single 19 on the last, hugging the wires. Liam watching intently in the background. Playing the winner of this matchup.
Mm-hmm. Reminder, folks, today we will go to all the way up to the quarterfinals, not play the quarterfinals, and they will play that on Friday and Saturday.
They play through the quarterfinals, including quarterfinals.
We didn't have to make it seem like you just read that off the page when it's right in front of me. Oh, that's what including means. Oh.
And that's what a 180 means to Scotty Dog.
Leaves the 140 after 9.
Good board management.
Now he needs all 3 of them in there. Doesn't get it.
Punished from success on the second dart.
176 left. No, 180 left, excuse me. I was imagining some 20s in there.
Important dart on this last. Make sure to do yourself a favor.
Yeah, must switch with the 119.
It's a good find.
Might only be 1 dart at a double. Kona forces a treble 20 on the last dart in there. It will only be 1 dart. Deciding the route.
Yeah, it was a weird moment of indecision there. Almost goes outside. Needs it.
Does not hit it. And
that was strange.
We'll talk about that in a second because usually you figure that out before you get to the line of what you're going to go route-wise. Tops for Kona to steal this one. And that left a lot to be desired.
Scott gets redemption. There's the chalk flying off the dart.
Double 10. And he is not happy with himself.
He's handing over a golden opportunity. The man that wants the golden crown. Paul will get a chance. This has not gone well for whoever is broken. Because then they always get broken back. Paul wants to prove that wrong and put his best leg together right now. All gas, no brakes, Sean.
Yeah, at this point, it does not matter that it has not worked out for the person who broke the throw. Paul needed to break the throw. And he is in prime position now to take down the forward world champion in the top 64.
Shaping up to be quite the interesting bout. And a good execution, moving along the Aki, now finding more success doing so. Earlier, those were not converting. Now it is. But when you put a champ under pressure, sometimes they turn back into that good old shiny diamond with that 180.
Yeah, good 180 there from Mitchell. The second one for him.
You can see the eye roll from Paul, because now he knows his throw's under attack. Does get to a finish, don't get me wrong, but this is a chance.
Needs at least one big trouble. Does not grab it.
Leaves it at 164.
Yep. Let's play 164. Paul, you go first.
Not a game I would want to play right now.
I don't think I ever want to play that game against Paul Coney.
I don't play it against either one. Paul did not do much. He got to 64. He got to a 2-dart. Will his attempt go any better? It will. What a setup there. All or nothing if you want to get this done now, Paul.
Tops. Well, that second dart was a bit outside of his target line. And now Scott Mitchell, 3 darts clear to tie it up and have the throw going to a last league decider, and he tells his dart that's where the double is.
Breaks have been bad luck. That is what it's seeming like so far. That being said, this is the time where if you're Paul, you're thinking, well, I don't care about the bad luck. It's over if I break, and it's over if I don't.
Yes, this is last leg decider. The former world champ would be taking out the number 3 ranked player in the world and the highest ranked player in this event. And there's a lot of dart players that are in that up 32 being like, oh man, I kind of hope this happens. Even though it's a former world champion, it would take out a very dangerous opponent.
They're all dangerous. They're all sharks. Even look at them in the background. They're smelling blood in the water. There's like sweet family members just hanging out.
I think Scott's more of a dog than a shark.
He's proven to have the dog in him.
Good last dart there from Kona. Stays with Mitchell.
Who's going to find the breakaway? It's not going to be at a finish. It'll be close to it. It will be sitting at 180. Paul, can you find all 3 right now? 6 perfect darts is what he has in mind.
Unlucky second dart on the other side of the wire, because that otherwise would be a perfect round. 135 instead. 6 darts from 180 for the former world champion. You can see him, he's talking to himself, trying to time out that release point and take back.
Well, it's going to be down to precision finishing. Will 80 get done? Because you know Paul's going to leave himself a similar opportunity. Debatably better. And it will be better if it happens. Scott should get a dart here for the match.
Oh, no.
Wow.
25 for bowl. Yeah, that was the route. So Paul Kona going to get 2 darts potentially for the match. Match darts incoming, my friend.
Paul was excited. You saw a little celebration. He has to convert here and now and gets it done. Paul on track to still get the crown. Scott upset that he squandered the opportunity. He didn't get a dart at double for the match.
Yeah, 5 for 11 for the 25-year-old German. And the number 3 ranked player in the world does get past the former world champion. Scotty's going to kick himself because that 80 left and not to get that first dart into the 20 and leave yourself a look at a double. So off and rolling here in the World Masters live here at the Rio Las Vegas Hotel Casino. We are going to take a short break. When we come back, we will have more action for you. Don't go anywhere, folks.
magic. It is magic! 180! Luke Lickler, get on target!
Let me tell you about A to Z Darts. We're a specialty dart store with over 10,000 different products. We create in-depth videos and blogs to help improve your game and showcase our products. We give helpful advice on how to practice darts, the fundamentals of form and mechanics, and how to make better decisions when purchasing your darting equipment. Whether you're brand new or a seasoned player, we try to provide fun and informative content. I'm Jen, the creative director for A to Z Darts. I've been playing for over 10 years, and I've traveled the world competing in and promoting the sport. This is Will. He runs our live streaming company, USA Darts, and travels the globe as well to broadcast major darting events and interview PDC players alike. You'll find over 2,000 different sets of darts on our website. Guessing right now you're pretty interested in our resources? Learn about form, throwing mechanics, practice routines, scoring and grouping, checkout methods, cricket strategy, and much more. Visit a-zdarts.com to take advantage of our blog or follow us on social media at AZDarts today.
Weight of her dart is consistent in that treble 20, just like this is from Fallon. That's a 180 from Fallon Sherrick.
Oh, and a trip 15 for a 2-0 advantage here.
Double. He hits the double. Wow.
Set up as well, and that's exactly what he does.
Looky here. 2 triples on the 16s.
How about all 3 of them?
Asia Callie right in the triple 20. Is she going to bust out the 180? She is 180 for Callie West.
Bullseye. Come on! It's the double! Ricky Ticky, 8.1. Never missed the darts. Ricardo Perez, everybody. Let's go.
There's something going
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rio Hotel Casino live here for the WDF World Masters knockout stage. And we have a last 16 match. And Sean Green, Nick Teixeira have the honor and privilege of watching the current and the current world champion and two-time World Masters champion, and Dita Hedman, as she takes on Gemma Hayter.
Yeah, an incredible matchup. Happening in the last 16, both these ladies are going to be thinking, really? Right now? As this is going to be as exciting as it looks. Hedman surviving a little bit of a scare in that previous round, right, Sean?
Yeah, absolutely. Went to a last leg decider. Had to break the throw in the penultimate leg to get to the last leg, and does get through it, and now gets a tougher test in the 13th ranked player in the WDF and 5th ranked player in the PDC, and Gemma Hayter.
Well, in the round robin stage, Hedman had the second highest average, 74.05, to Gemma at number 1 with a 78.33. The top performers in the round robin facing each other in the last 16.
It's tough. That's a tough draw.
Not really any easy ones.
No, but there are some that seem a little bit nicer than others, and both of these ladies will be going to Blackpool next week. But before they get there, we have a showdown in Las Vegas. Hedman won this event twice previously, in 1994.
Wow.
And in 2013, so 19 years difference to get to this point. And, of course, she just became the oldest world champion for the first time at 66.
I'm sure she loves it framed that way.
I mean, honestly, it's still an honor.
It is.
And really cool.
Well, you talk about players that have done more for the women's game than anybody else. It has to be Hedman, right? I mean, she has been the biggest girl's girl before that was even a term, Sean.
Absolutely. And absolute class as well. Both these ladies are.
116 is the opportunity for the break. 15 dart break a throw. Should be on. Will be on. Going up to top. And doesn't quite get on the last. You can see the snarl on that last dart.
Yeah, and you can see the form is not going to go down between the men and the women here at this point. Gemma had a shot at the 15 darter there in leg number 1. Tops now for an 18 dart hold. Unable to have it. So Hayter returns to take a 1-0 lead.
Absolutely drills it. A good performance in an early break in this 1-to-5 format. A lot of your usual suspects have made it into the next round, but there are some crazy matchups going on with Rhiannon O'Sullivan taking on Paula Murphy is a brutal one. Arena Armstrong, Eve Watson, another heavy-hitting affair amongst many others. Make sure to follow over on darkconnect.tv.darkconnect.com. Go over to that WDF section. Be able to follow every bracket and all the events and averages over here for the WDF World Masters.
Gemma is 33 years old. She won her first WDF title in 2016, the British Internationals Women event. They start winning events so young.
Well, I was a youth player, and I didn't win any events. I did not get the memo.
Well, you were still a toddler in 2016, so not quite.
My last year of high school.
I was having my 10-year high school reunion in 2016. Look at this from Hayter. Big 140.
This is some great scoring we're seeing from Hayter.
First to a finish.
Hedman has to respond in kind. Unluckily, groups them perfect, just below where she wants to go.
The Caribbean Queen is, of course, the WDF World #1 for the ladies.
And how gratifying must it have been to finally get over the hedge, get over the hill, and be able to grab that title.
Well, I mean, before that, for the longest time, she was the greatest women's player to never win the world championship, correct? So to get that notch done in your career, it really solidifies everything. That she's done it all at this point, right? No major title has eluded her.
And that's quite the CV. And this is quite the finish. 156. It will stay quite the finish. Instead, going to be brought down. Got to get a little bit more on this. Pressure the 76. Can't afford a 2-0 start, and that's a big find on the last.
The longevity, too, of Hedman's career. This is 32 years after she won her first WDF World Masters. Now 76 left to break the Hayter throw and tie this up 1 apiece. 8 will be the target. Oh, and she hits the wrong one.
Yeah, very unfortunate. You thought, oh, she's going to show her how to hit 76. It's not exactly how it happens.
Ooh, that one's in the wrong treble or double as well, but that doesn't matter. Can clean that one up and does so. Gemma Hayter, 2 for 4 on the doubles and takes a 2-0 lead over the defending world champion.
You know what's having a cool part about having that last name like Hayter? Is if like someone was like, yeah, I'm a Gemma Hayter, they'll think you're a fan.
Well, if you're a Gemma Hayter, then there's only one Gemma Hayter.
Well, that's the Gemma Hayter.
Exactly.
Then it's like lowercase t for the rest. 140 on the find to get things rolling. Gemma's having a lot go her way so far.
Of course, both these ladies also are English by flag and country. And England right now is playing in the World Cup against Argentina. And I know in the hearts of all English, they are tuned in at least emotionally and mentally into that England World Cup match, trying to bring it home.
Vamos, Argentina.
Wow, you just lost us so many supporters on this. I don't know. I think it's coming home. Only 64 from Hedman. And don't worry, folks, if you are wondering, well, what the heck? Are we just going to like stop now with the men? No, we will be going back and forth. It looks like we have a streaming match already set up as big name on the men's side out. Boris Kirchmer loses to Chris Lim 5-4 in a last leg decider. So Chris Lim will take on Pua in the third round.
Hapai Pua.
Hapai Pua? Whew, good. Glad I even tried that. I didn't know you actually knew one. Sorry.
I just knew it wasn't that, and I just went with the other way.
Yeah.
These Americans. Hedman does leave the minimum at 170. Throw under attack once again.
That's okay. The only New Zealander that watches us at all is Troy Leroy, and he'd give us credit for that.
He only watches for Mike Maloney.
Hedman, the 170 look, not going to go. Hayter already up 2-0. Now a big opportunity to take a 3-0 lead.
It's a big day for the Gemma fans so far. Won't be all gas. There is some breaks.
I think she eye-rolled at your comment, not at the score that she got there.
Wouldn't put it past her. And no go-ahead on 128. Needed to find at least a single 18. 68 will have an opportunity for 3-0.
We've seen quite a few 18s go awry over the first 2 days. Bullseye, excuse me. She did not get the trouble.
Once again, having struggles on the setup dart. Going her direction. 84. We'll get 2 darts. Can't bust on this one.
This is the best part of her game, typically.
Double 6. I feel like it has to go.
Oh, absolutely it does, and it does not. She is now 0 for 4 on doubles. She's had darts to win each leg. 3 for double 11 is an interesting route, but I like it. I think she's going 17 for double 4, but cleans it up either way.
I think there was no hesitation, and it was drilled quite well. And that's all that matters. 3-0. Gets a chance to put herself at match point with the throw. Firm stance and a great execution. You can see that extra arm movement right as she draws back.
It is first to 5 legs.
Yeah, a chance to get to a match point on a hold to throw, is what I said. Sean, it's been a pleasure sitting in the booth with you.
Yeah, that makes one of us. Just kidding. It's always an honor to sit next to you, and well, honor's not the right word. It's always fun, but it is an honor to be here at this tournament.
At least something's an honor. Quick correction on the scoreboard. Hedman played an amazing matchup with Carolyn Mars. It actually went Carolyn Mars' direction, but not for a lack of Hedman trying. That was an amazing showing from both players. In the round-robin phase, she throws those darts here. I feel like the scoreline might be looking a little different.
Yeah, if we look around the venue, we have some great matchups going on for the ladies. Carolyn Mars is taking on Miyu Waki. I apologize. I tried. Maria Carley taking on Sophie McKinley. Leanne Topper, Amini Durson. Aurora taking on Rachna. That's a great matchup there between Italy and Norway. Rihanna O'Sullivan taking on Paula Murphy, like you said earlier. We do have one quarterfinalist already, and Eve Watson. She dispatched Irina Armstrong 5-3.
And Watson waiting on the winner of this match.
Mm-hmm. We met Eve a couple years ago in Las Vegas at the LVO, Las Vegas Open.
2025 Las Vegas Open. And she won the cricket singles as a first-time cricket player.
Yes. Yeah.
Incredible run.
Yeah, you want to talk about the talent of being able to do that. It was surprising when she said I'd never played before after that was over. Another phone's going off out there in the
same
venue.
phone. That's the same ringtone.
Double 10 not going to go, but she will return with Hedman on 168 to make it a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, as long as you convert and keep living clean on the outer ring, Gemma's going to be very happy. It's going to be hers to lose by every definition.
Now gets a little bit. Oh, she misses and busts it. Goes back to 20, but now an opportunity for Hedman that she must take. She has to break right here. Great first start, double 4.
No doubt in her mind. But she's not done yet.
No, she is not. Takes advantage of the miss from Hayter for the first time, and it is now only one breakdown for Hedman. And that changes the whole dynamic of this match.
Darts is a silly, silly sport, and something as small as a miss in that moment can change the entirety of everything coming next.
But the next step for Hedman is going to be holding her throw for the first time in this match.
Gemma stands to the far right side of that Aki. Able to find the angle on that last start.
Hedman has a lot of arm movement in her throw. But the one thing that stays consistent is that it starts in the exact same spot and it finishes in the exact same spot every time. definitely a throw that I would not recommend someone starting out with. But for her, if she tried to change any of that movement now, it would make her a way worse dart player.
Well, it's also, some people just have a lot stronger muscle memory than others. The reason we say keep it simple and minimize variables is because the more complicated the muscle memory, the less likely you are to be able to consistently replicate it. Some players naturally are just gifted with the ability to know exactly what to do and to be able to replicate that action, regardless of what that action is.
Well, and it's one thing to replicate it normally. It's another thing to replicate it under immense pressure. And that's what these ladies have to do every time that they play in these major events. I do love the way that darts has evolved to the point where you have both these ladies competing on this WDF stage today, and both of them will be on a PDC stage next week. Hedman not first to a finish, but should have the advantage here in this leg.
Yeah, it's only an outside opportunity for Jim, especially with a setup like this. 18 would leave tops.
Just checking to make sure.
Does get it.
Just on that wire. Hader looking down. Another one of those. Would have left the bull unlucky to kiss into the other side of the wire.
Yeah, that's a kiss, and don't tell me more about it. Deciding the routing. I believe our chalker is a Japanese-only speaker, so asking your chalker what you have left is not as advisable in this moment.
Oh, no, that's a dreadful miss. Now has to clean it up. It'll be double 10.
And doesn't get the bailout now. An opportunity once again for Hader. 20 for Bull. Oh, misses the big number, and you can see the frustration. And then a little too good on that dart.
Yeah, that was an interesting last dart.
25 would have left tops.
I would have preferred the treble 15 there.
I think in retrospect she does too.
Yeah. But, and it will play a factor here as Hedman again 0 for 3 in that turn. Seven for double 4.
Got it correct. Well outside. Yeah, gets away. You don't expect Hedman to miss this opportunity again. She's had enough in this leg, and she knows it. That's more like it from the Queen.
The Queen's continuing to get gifted these opportunities from Hader, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to let the defending world champion and WDF World #1 back into a match. That's never a good idea.
Well, I mean, after nearly putting her 4-0 down, missing the multiple doubles to be able to say that claim.
5 of them in that last leg, or in the previous leg before that. Right back into the treble. Gave a little come on at that one. She just needs a little bit to slide the momentum back into her favor. The doubles have been just unkind in the last 2 legs.
Well, neither of these players are going to be out until the match card is in by any definition, but it's also important to remember, I mean, to get to match point first is a crucial point, a checkpoint for any of these players. To do so with the opportunity to then defend it with the throw is massive.
It does look like our streaming board will also have the Steph Clark versus the winner of Rihanna Sullivan and Paula Murphy match. As Steph Clark gets past Lorraine Hyde So the defending WDF World Masters champion is out.
Yeah, amazing matches going on across the board. You can see all those live results as they come in over on Dart Connect. Carolyn Mars in danger as Miyu Miyawaki is currently up 4-1.
Ooh.
And in that matchup.
Matthew Egger taking on Jim Widmeyer out there. 3-3 score line currently.
Two of my favorite darts content creators.
Rachna David up 4-3 on Aurora. Gemma Hayter 114 has 6 darts at 114. And it is a 4-2 lead now for Hayter. She does take out that big checkout.
Yeah, massive moment. Gets the match point. She'll get an opportunity to defend it as well. Dita does get to throw 2 out of the next 3 legs, which is why that spot was so important for Gemma to win that leg.
Absolutely. This is the best opportunity for someone if they're down 3 or down 2 with 3 to play to have throw in 2 of them. But the overall gameplay is going to have to rise first, and it is currently. And you expect it out of the world champion. And that's a 180 for Hedman. Her first of the match comes at a big moment.
Oh, it's momentum, momentum, momentum. When you have to get 3 off the spin, it's not just winning. It's winning with absolute surefire dominance that leads to success. Getting away with it just won't suffice at this point, and putting the pressure on and dominating this leg will help a lot when it goes to your own mentality and against your opponents.
Brian Romain defeats Jeff Smith 5-2. So the silencer is out.
He has been silenced. Paul Murphy and Rhiannon Sullivan 1-1 in their matchup.
A reminder, folks, we will have Chris Lim taking on Pua in the 3rd round coming up on our streaming board. Hey, listen, I'm smart.
You got the first name right.
I'm smart.
I appreciated the extra care. Had him at 92. Gemma will leave a finish. Wanted to find at least one more treble to pressure. 92, at least 3. Definitely don't want to leave it to 6, but probably has a good opportunity to come back.
Hayter not going to take out the 148. So Hedman will return for tops to make it a 4-3 score line.
Not happy with her doubling. See the big head shake.
And now she's going to have to go back up to the top where she has been shorting it. And she does so again.
Hayter 104.
Options on how she wants to take this out. She's going to go the 16 route. So treble 16. Would have left tops.
Still cleans up. 5. You got to be careful, and you got to get this done right. This early dominance. Falling short just like the 1 into the 18.
And that might be the end of it.
It will be.
It is. Gemma Hayter, you can see what it means to her. Defeats Dita Hedman 5-2. So the current world champion is out. Hayter moves on.
What an incredible performance. Hayter looked composed, started strong, and then was able to rally once going against the pressure again. Hedman not going to be happy with how this one finished up today, but there's going to be so many more intense matches. Sean, one more time, what are those names in this upcoming match?
Well, it'll be Chris Lim it'll be Lim versus Pua in the third round. That match will be coming up next. Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back with more action right after this. Welcome back, folks, to the Rio Hotel Casino live here in Las Vegas, Nevada for the WDF World Masters. This is the last 16 matchup, and it features the Californian Chris Lim as he takes on Hapai Pua.
Yeah.
I'm Sean Green, joined by Nick Teixeira. Nick, Hopes from New Zealand is looking to make a quarterfinal appearance, but Chris Lim just dispatched Boris Kirchmar in the last 32, so he would love to continue that work here.
I did go up to Chris and asked him how much he had to pay Boris to miss off on those doubles in the deciding leg, and said $1,400. So, if you guys are curious, jokes aside, of course, that was an intense matchup. Lightning taking on Hopes, and we saw Lim do quite well in the past on the Las Vegas Open stage. We know what the Lim legacy really can do, and that wasn't a paid ad read for their dart shop.
Yeah, absolutely. We were going to wonder how many, I think there was an over-under on how many seconds it would take for the family to be mentioned for Chris. Of course, his dad is absolute legendary, one of the greatest dart players of all time, and also one of the greatest humans of all time, in Paul Lim.
Well, and as a Hearth Lim fan, the rest of them are all right.
Yeah.
Hopes trying to find the angle, was looking to hit the 140 to leave 170. Lim will have an opportunity to defend his own throw. This is the last 16. You're getting pretty deep into the mix. You're almost into finals day. Win here and win one more.
Yeah, we actually have the top 16 list here of it's Leonard Faze taking on Mirso Yavis. Stefan Schroeder defeated Reese Pauling. Another New Zealander, Ben Robb, taking on David Fathom. Chris Lim and Pua taking on here. Sean Fisher versus Matt Clark. Matthew Edgar just defeated Jim Widmeyer. Brian Rahman defeated Jeff Smith. And James Beaton is taking on Paul Krona.
That was a massive 177, but it might not even matter. Lim's going to get this done here, you would think.
What we saw
Good
is
mark.
doublings in the last match. Unable to get it done there.
That 177 comes into